Hi class, this is lesson 41 for course 2, and we are talking about using formulas and the distributive property. Okay, what you need to know about formulas, you've been working with formulas all along. Area equals length times width. And you know that if L equals 4 and W equals 6, that you would substitute those values into the formula. Okay, so that's what formulas, what you do with formulas. We know several different formulas, and you know that if you're given the values, you substitute those in. The distributive property is actually called distributive property of multiplication over addition, but we will just refer to it as the distributive property. And for through the long definition or the long title, you can see what you're going to do. You're going to distribute, which means to give or to share, the multiplication across or over addition. So here's a problem, an expression that you need to write down. It's 2 times the quantity of 4 plus 1. And so distributive property says, okay, so we see this multiplication here, right? So there's some multiplication right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that 2 and distribute that to both of these terms. So we're going to draw arrows like this, and then we're going to rewrite this as 2, and I'm going to use parentheses so that you can know that we're talking multiplication. So we're going to do 2 times 4, and we're going to do 2 times the 1. And we're going to leave that addition sign. So it's 2 times 4 plus 2 times 1. And if we simplify this, we're going to get 2 times 4 is 8 plus 2 times 1 is 2. And so the expression 2 times the quantity of 4 plus 1 is going to equal 10. Now what you're going to be asked to do in some problems is to show 2 ways to evaluate. And I wrote down this expression, 3 times the quantity 10 plus 8. I wrote that down twice, so we'll show option 1 over here and option 2 over here. Okay, so the first way to do this without using distributive property would be to simplify within the parentheses first. So then we would have 3 times 18. And then if we multiply 3 times 18, which I'll do over here, we get 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3 plus the 2 is 5. So this expression will give me 54. Now the other way to evaluate this would be to use the distributive property. Remember, this is multiplication, 3 times whatever's in the parentheses. And since it's an expression in this parentheses that is addition, we can distribute that. Now this could be 3 terms, it could be 4 terms, it doesn't matter how many. As long as we have addition or subtraction, we can distribute. So we're going to draw the little arrows so that I remember to distribute that 3 to both terms. Then write down the problem as a product of those factors. 3 times 10 plus 3 times that 8. Then we can multiply. 3 times 10 is 30 plus 3 times 8 is 24, and 30 plus 24 is 54. These answers should be the same. They should be identical. We just simplified the same expression 2 different ways. Okay, so make sure that you have this marked in your notes, because you will have to show 2 different ways to evaluate these expressions. And remember that whenever you have parentheses with a number and you're multiplying inside, or it has multiplication, that is probably illustrating the distributive property. Okay, That was really quick on using formulas and distributive property for lesson 41. If you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in class.